Alright guys, so today we're going to be reviewing the Poulan BVM 200 FE blower. Most of my videos have been positive, but now we're going to get into the more negative videos. This was my first blower, and it lasted a long time. However, it did have some inherent flaws that were quite noticeable from the beginning. But first let's get into the structure of this machine. So we have our start and our run switch right there. This is just throttle. You move it back and forth. You pull it right here. Here we have trigger, regulates speed, on and off switch. Fans right here. It's a smaller fan. And the thing to note with this is it's a plastic fan. So when you're sucking up things, I've worn down this fan considerably. And it's always good to get a metal fan when you're getting the blowers for vacuuming purposes. Slightly smaller gas tank, around 30 ounces. There you can see I have some True Fuel in there. A vibration system, which is quite effective. I'll give the Poulan that. The spark plug's right here. But you can see this thing's been beaten up. And then here we have the exhaust port. So I've used this machine a considerable amount. With this machine, it was my first machine, as I said before, and it's been through the war, and this is not a survivor. The piece that goes onto here broke, and whenever you start the engine, you can only start it one time, because after that you can't start it anymore. There's definitely some problems with the starting system. It becomes uncooperative and it refuses to start sometimes. This is the starting system. You prime it. You set it to the start position. Prime bulbs located under there. Prime it. You set it to the start position. You pull and it runs, but usually it never goes that way. You have to do it multiple times. Let's move on to CFM and airspeed. So this machine does have a considerable amount of CFM and airspeed. However, the machine is not something that's going to last. For example, the Toro, it has a smaller airspeed, but it's going to last longer. The only thing I don't like about this nozzle is it curves in, decreasing the CFM and increasing the airspeed. But CFM is a necessary component of a blower because you need it to blow the wet, heavier debris and to blow in snowy conditions. But these attach, and you just spin them around and they'll attach, and there's multiple nozzle attachments you can attach here. But as you guys can see, I have beaten this thing up. I've used it a lot and I don't particularly like this model. Yeah, there's definitely some problems. It has a nasty idle also. Here, I don't know if you can see, but it is not very fuel efficient. It will consume quite a considerable amount of fuel. But yeah, so this was one of the more negative reviews on my channel. I can't really vouch for this machine. It didn't live up to my expectations, but for the price point, I think this is around like $120. It wasn't that much for a blower. It was probably less than $120 too, but it does give you a lot of power, just not a lot of performance over a long period of time. And again, it takes 4 to 1 fuel mix. I always put in this one because I do not want to deal with carburetor issues, as if you read online, you will deal with a ton of issues if you use ethanol in the fuel. So really, this is not worth it. It's not worth the money. Just get yourself a Toro, an Echo, a more reputable brand. Thanks for watching, guys.